right, good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the November 21st, 2023 council meeting to order and ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Snap.
Here.
Mr. Chambers.
Here.
Ms. Shinholster.
Here.
Mr. Reynolds.
Here.
Dr. Lee.
Here.
Ms. Walden.
We do have a quorum present and can proceed with the meeting. Tonight we meet in a called council meeting primarily to hold the second of three public hearings to consider a proposed increase in the property tax millage rate from 10.2 mills to 12.12 mills. Pursuant to state regulations, there must be three public hearings. One of those public hearings must be between the hours of 6 p.m. and 7 p.m., and this meeting meets that requirement. The procedure for conducting the hearing will be as follows. The chair will first determine that this public hearing has been properly advertised. The chair will ask the clerk to read the proposed ordinance by caption. The chair will then recognize anyone who wishes to speak regarding the proposed millage rate increase. Anyone who wishes to speak regarding a millage rate increase is encouraged to do so. As you are recognized, I will ask that you come to the podium to make your remarks and that you give your name and address for the records. Mr. Clerk, has this public hearing been properly posted and advertised?
Yes, ma'am, it has been.
I will ask the clerk to please read the ordinance by caption.
This is ordinance O 2311-15, an ordinance to levy and assess the taxes at 12.12 mills for the support of the mayor and aldermen of the city of Milledgeville for the 2023 tax year and to provide for the collection of the same.
Is there anyone present who would like to speak on the proposed millage rate? Okay, sir, you may come to the podium, state your name and address for the record.
My name is Hoyt Johnson. I live at 251 South Liberty. I'm a little confused as to why this increase is necessary. And my taxes have doubled since I moved here 10 years ago, and I think everybody's should have if they live in the same town I do. I don't know where all this money goes. I don't know why it costs me more to. I feel like I'm paying rent to the city every month for my house, and that never goes down. It always goes up. And it seems like I'm just a single guy living in a house. It's a nice old house, but it needs a ton of work, and I just can't even afford to do the work on it for paying taxes here. And everybody says, well, just sell your house and leave. And that defeats the purpose because I love where I live. I love the town. I love everything about it. Especially I love my old house. And I don't understand why this increase is going to be like more fuel on the fire, because I think they're all based on what they value your house, your neighbor's house is more than your own house. So I just like to present that.
Mr. Griffith. That's my old train of thought. Would you like to address that now, or would you want to?
Well, I mean, if you look purely at the 5-year history, which we have to publish in the paper, there have been times when additional taxes were raised based on reassessment of property. So part of what you said is exactly right. I guess my comment to you would be that anybody who lives in the incorporated area of the city of Milledgeville pays both city and county taxes. And so your taxes as a whole between three entities, the city, the county, and the school board, probably have gone up each year, but not all of that is based on the city, and the city has not had an increase in millage rate since 2018. Any additional taxes would have been based on reassessment of property. And actually the assessment for property in the city this year went down by a little over $8 million. So that's the purpose of part of the purpose of raising the millage rate is to overcome the decrease in the digest for the incorporated area of the city. That did not happen in the county, and that's what county and school system taxes are based on. So I can't say exactly what that's going to mean for those two bills, but the millage rate for the city has not increased since 2018. Reassessment was done in 2022, but that only generated about $700,000 in additional taxes that particular year. And the current assessment will create $88,000 less dollars. And over the course of the last 3 years, it's just gotten more expensive to do business across the board for everybody, including governments. And we've had to do what was necessary from salaries and those types of things to be able to keep the employees that we have. So that's the reason the millage rate is to be increased, or the proposal millage rate is to be increased for 2023.
Mr. Griffith,
Yes.
just for clarification, the millage rate for the city has not gone up in 5 years, right?
That is correct.
Well, that may be the part I'm not understanding. Is the millage rate supposed to go up every year till we die?
No.
You're saying it's not gone up in 5 years?
No.
It shouldn't ever go up.
And-
Why isn't the percentage enough for the city where they don't do it? If they don't have the money to do it, just don't do it. That's the way I have to live.
Well, that really can't be done when there are services that the city has to provide, such as public works, such as law enforcement, such as fire department, such as solid waste and trash pickup and limb pickup, such as electricity for street lights that the county does not provide. All of those things are going up based on the inflation situation, and any government is going to have to keep up with inflation in order to be able to provide the services that they
I mean, I
provide.
totally understand that, but it's just, it seems like I'm paying twice what everybody else is paying. When I talk to people in other counties and I moved here from Atlanta, and now I feel like I'm living in Atlanta. I mean, my taxes are almost $6,000 a year, and that's a lot for somebody that makes $30,000 a year.
But is that
That's like-
$6,000? Excuse me for interrupting.
In the
but
county and
if that's
city.
I was going
Yeah,
to
well,
say
yeah,
a lot of
cool.
times people fuss about our taxes, but they're actually complaining about all the taxes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And like Mr. Griffith said, city taxes don't increase
Well, I guess that's-
like county taxes, and then the appraisals that are done, sometimes they you know that what is done with the county, and then the county still give a tax increase, and then our appraisals stay the same, and we're short.
Right.
And so, but we have to provide you all with the same level of services that we've always provided, and that comes with purchasing equipment and stuff like that tear up. And then if you bought a backhoe 10 years ago, it's 3 times that price now.
Sure.
And so we have to have revenue to be able to cover those inflated prices. And you know, it would be, we would love it if we didn't have to increase taxes at all as well, because you know, everybody fuss about it to themselves because they really don't want to do that to the taxpayers. But sometimes it comes a point to where we absolutely have to. We don't have a choice.
And not only that, Mr. Johnson, I understand what you're saying, but I looked at the property tax sheet,
Yeah.
where you have the pie graph and it shows the percentages, and the city is the lowest paying one. And in fact, the school is 59%. On mine. I don't know about yours.
It's yeah.
But the schools are expensive.
Yes, sir.
That's why I feel like I'm sending kids to private school. I don't have any kids, but you know, blah, blah, blah. This is all stuff I hear all the time.
But-
Because they itemize that number separately.
Right. And that's
Like
how I got.
$3,000 just for schools.
Right. And see, that's how I got clarification, understanding.
But so with you in the city provides a higher level of service
Sure.
to you for a whole lot less money than what you pay the county.
Sure.
So I'm not not passing the buck back to them.
No, I think
but
I'm getting what I'm paying for. and
Right,
True, though.
I'm paying a lot.
right. You're paying a lot to them for the level of service that you get from them. But in the city, we do provide a higher level of service to all of our constituents.
Oh, certainly.
But just pay attention to that sheet.
Oh, yeah. I do.
I'm very visual.
I do, because I'm always trying to figure out somewhere to bring it back down. There's just nothing, no hoops you can
Yeah.
jump
Right.
to make it more affordable.
Right.
Well, Mr. Johnson, you may very well be able to find some recourse through the county assessor by requesting a reassessment of your
Right.
property.
That's true.
Particularly if any of the properties around you have sold recently, that can affect your
Well-
value. And I certainly encourage you to reach
My
out to the
problem
county
is I
tax
live on that
assessor.
street where they're developing all the college stuff and renting out rooms, and when their taxes go up, it's fine. They can just charge more for rent every
Right,
month.
right.
Mine go up, I can't go back to my people I'm working for and say I need a $5,000 a year raise to cover my taxes.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
Did you apply for a homestead exemption for the county?
Oh, yes, I've had that since the beginning.
And have you applied for, I believe they offer the opportunity to lock in your assessed value for individuals, is it 65 and over?
60.
60 and
and
over.
over.
Apparently, once I get to that, I'm not far from there, but when I get there, I think it'll be okay. You'll never see me again. But,
Well, just
They at
just
least
wanted
won't
to-
go up because of reassessment anyway.
well, they
after
said
that
the
point.
schools would be reduced or something once you're 60.
Well, that is 62, and there is an income threshold for that one
I don't have
too.
a problem with that.
Well, just wanted to offer some options for you to explore that may help you out with the tax bill. And, of course, the real estate market is a double-edged sword. When
Oh, no.
someone else's property sells for a higher value, it means that yours is worth more, but it also means that your tax
That's the part
burden
that I
is
just can't
higher.
ever quite accept. Because
I-
just because mine's worth more doesn't make it, doesn't pay
Right.
me money for it to be
Right.
worth.
Right.
Certainly
Don't
understand.
sell it to benefit
Only good if you
somebody.
sell.
Right.
Yeah, and then once you sell it, you don't have your home anymore.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
appreciate y'all.
Well, I want to give the
Appreciate
other
your
two
comment.
council members an opportunity to
Oh, I'm
weigh
sorry.
in if they wanted to make a comment.
Well, I'm sorry, Sean, I should say ladies first. The comment I would like to make is that we are not just trying to raise money through property tax. It's a situation where we're trying to spread it out. We are probably going toward property tax a little bit more than we have in the past, just because we have gone the other route
Right.
in trying to raise money in the past several years. And that's toward business owners, that's toward permits, that's toward licensing, and so on and so forth. All these things that we raise money through to try to provide services. The other thing that I want to mention is that we gave raises to try to compete. We had openings in the police department where you can't even fill a shift, and that gets concerning, especially when you can't cover an area that you need to be able to cover, and you can't respond when you need to be able to respond. It's no different in the fire department. All the personnel needs to be there. So in order to compete, we had to raise, and we raised to the tune of about 1.1 million. That's a lot to cover. We not only have to cover it this year when we raised it, but we've got to cover it from here on.
Sure.
So how do we do that? And that's where we start to figure out how can we do it? How can we spread it out, create equity so everybody doesn't feel a big pinch? And sometimes some feel a little bit bigger pinch than others.
Right.
And, that's just the way that it goes.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson,
Okay, I was
for
gonna say, if they go up
expressing.
anymore, I'm gonna come to y'all for a job.
No, we have some openings.
Don't joke that way. I'll be down there knocking on that door on South Liberty Street with an application in my hand.
But Mr. Johnson, I hope you got some clarification. You understand a little bit better.
I do.
Then you came up here.
It's that thing you're in there and you gotta.
Yeah.
Right.
We appreciate you voicing your concern.
At this point, but
Yeah.
like I say, I'm not moving for anything, even though I'm the next to the last person on my street that's a full-time resident, and everybody else is.
Penny.
Less the
You
Mohicans.
and Colonel Alton.
Colonel
Y'all hang in there.
Thank you.
for coming out.
If it happens to him, I don't know what I'll do. He's my last hope.
So is there anybody else here that wishes to speak in reference to the millage rate increase? Okay, all right. So this concludes the second public hearing of ordinance O-2311-15. The third and final public hearing will be held at our next regular council meeting on November 28th at 5:30. Okay, that will be at 5:30. This one was at 6. By law, we had to hold this one at 6. All right, so we will also conduct the second reading of the ordinance at the meeting and consider the ordinance for adoption. The only other bit of business we have scheduled is to go into closed session to discuss a personnel manager. The chair will entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
Second.
I'll ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
The motion is carried, and we will move into closed session, and we will be back after we finish up in our closed session. Did I get a motion?
Just one last thing, Mayor. I know that we had the appointments a few weeks ago to the land bank. There was the issue of determining.
Y'all need to come into open session.
That's what I was saying. And she
y'all.
said
I'm sorry. I got ahead of the mayor. My apologies.
Second.
Motion to return to regular session.
Well, I had asked.
Ms. Mapp had already
Ms. Mapp
said
had
it.
already
Second.
said that.
I'm seconding.
I did not
second.
hear it then.
Ms. Mapp said it. I second her motion.
I did not hear it.
A motion.
Yeah, I almost said emotion.
Call the roll. Call the
Second that
roll.
All right, so on vote then, Ms. Mapp,
Break old habits, ain't it?
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
Now y'all are in open session.
Thank you, sir. To pick up where I left off, the appointments have been made. The only thing that we have left is determining which of the appointments are 2-year and which are 4-year. I have no particular strong feeling about which way that should go. If y'all are comfortable leaving it to the manager to pick at random, or if y'all would like to make a motion as to which ones are 4-year and 2-year, if we can clear that up before we head into the holiday, we will be all said and done on the land bank.
Do we have to vote to add that to the agenda?
Because it's not on.
It's not on the agenda. Yeah, that
So,
is.
so can't we just do that Tuesday night since we're coming right back? It'll give them what they need, or
So you want to add it to the agenda for the 28th?
because you really need to talk to them and see which one on wants to serve a 2-year, or what is it, two years and two 4 years?
2 2s and 2 4s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd make the motion that we add it to the agenda this evening. Let's go ahead. It won't take but a minute.
Well, I mean, it won't take but a minute, but I'm saying, shouldn't we talk to the people first and make sure who wants to serve 2 or who wants to serve 4? Or you just,
I can speak for mine.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Make the motion,
he'll
Mr.
be fine either way.
Okay.
I guess is my.
Madam Mayor, I make a motion that we amend the agenda.
I've got the motion from Mr. Chambers. So I'll
To amend the
second.
agenda?
He made the motion.
Is that what he's motioning?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Amend
that
the
we add
agenda.
this to the agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, now,
Okay, please call the roll, clerk.
to amend the agenda, discuss appointments of the land. Okay.
Okay, we need
Call the
to,
roll.
Paul?
need to call the roll.
Call the roll.
Yep.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Yep.
Ms. Mapp,
Aye. Here.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
Aye.
All right, so at this time, we need to, I guess, are we motioning, or are we nominating which 2 we're going to get to serve 2 years and 4 years? You said you know what your person would want to do.
Right. I'm fine with Mr. Pursley serving 2-year term.
I would also add Mr. Fryer to a 2-year term if that's the pleasure of the board.
And then the other 2 will be 4-year.
What say you on Mr. Reverend Rayford?
I would have to ask him, but I mean, if the other 2 are serving 4-year terms, then so be it.
You saying 4, y'all?
They said 2.
We're comfortable with them being 2. I'm
Okay,
comfortable with them being 4.
Yeah.
Just want to have it done.
So they named the 2 for the 2-year terms,
Right.
and the other 2 will serve the 4-year terms,
Mhm.
and that's that.
Okay, all right. So as it stands right now, then, Mr. Presley and Mr. Fryer will serve 2 years. Reverend Rayford and what's the last person?
Mr. Herring.
Mr.
Herring.
Mr.
Herring.
Herring, Andrew, will serve 4 years. So, all
Motion
in
to approve
favor-
the slate as presented.
Second.
Second.
Clerk, call the roll, please.
Ms. Mapp,
Aye.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Mr. Reynolds,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
All right. So there's nothing else on the
So
agenda.
make sure you have those names and years correct.
Yeah, that's what I'm going. Pursley and
Fryer.
Fryer,
Fryer,
2 years.
Rayford.
And Heron.
I have
Thanks.
That's it.
That's the way I had them, but I just want to make sure I heard it right. We will get the appointment letters out to those folks tomorrow.
All right.
Did you ever send them a copy of the,
I did not. I'm gonna send it with their appointment letter.
okay, thank you, because
Mm-hmm.
that needs to be done.
All right, do I hear, are there any announcements or other comments from council?
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yes.
And please continue to keep Ms. Walden and Mr. Wade lifted up in their mind. There being no other question?
Bo talked to her today,
Okay.
Okay, good.
and he's scheduled for surgery again on the 28th.
Yes.
Right, Bo?
She-
She called and said she wanted to be here tonight, but couldn't, and then thought she might be here on the 28th. But they've got him scheduled for surgery again on the 28th, hopefully too. But they're gonna have to do this surgery in a it almost sounds like an arthroscopic way of going down his throat, because they can't put dye in his system anymore because of his kidneys. But right now his kidneys are still functioning on their own.
Okay.
He hasn't had to go on dialysis. He is on 24/7 oxygen, but maybe that may change once they get the valve repaired. So she both said she just sounded really tired and tired. Which is
Sure.
Yep.
I constantly lift her up in prayer. All right, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Unless clerk, to please call the roll.
Mapp,
Aye.
Mr. Chambers,
Aye.
Ms. Shinholster,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Aye.
Dr. Lee.
All right, we stand adjourned until next Tuesday, the 28th at 5:30.
Our next